Now before this video even starts, name me your top 3 social medias. Now notice how you didn't say or even think about Snapchat. You might have said something along the lines of YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and if you're a little older, maybe even Facebook, maybe even MySpace. But you didn't even think about Snapchat, which I feel like we can all collectively agree that Snapchat is garbage. Snapchat was released back on July 8th, 2011 in the iOS App Store under the name of Picaboo, but then later re-released as Snapchat on September 16th, 2011. Now me personally, I wasn't big into Snapchat back in 2011, mainly because I was 9 years old and I didn't even know what social media was, but the app was mainly a messaging app where you could take pictures, and that's pretty much it. A year later in May 2012, Snapchat added its video feature where you could now send videos to each other, and a few months later, in October, Snapchat was released on Android. Not only could you take pictures, but you can now take pictures in 10 pixels. Another year later, in October 2013, Snapchat added its 24-hour story feature where you could post on your story and people could see it for 24 hours, obviously. 2014 comes around and Snapchat adds the chat feature where you can now text people through the app without sending a picture. They also added the R story feature where you can now post a story to one huge story. For example, if you're at the Super Bowl and you take a video there, you can now post that video to the R story, which is the bigger story, if that makes any sense. Then in August 2014, Snapchat added geo filters. So on specific dates and in different areas, you could basically only use that filter on those dates and in those areas. And then by the end of August 2014, 40% of adults in the United States were using Snapchat on a daily basis. That is insane. 2015 comes around and Snapchat adds the discovery feature, which is basically the daily news told through different companies through a story. They also added the lens feature, which were basically filters on crack. But the thing about this feature was that not all of them were 100% free. Some of them were 99 cents. If you actually paid $1 for a Snapchat filter, you're probably locked up right now in the Arkham Asylum or something. I don't even know. 2015 was also one of Snapchat's biggest years, and this was also the year where selfie sticks became popular. So if you just combine the two, selfie stick and Snapchat, that's basically like a white girl and Starbucks, honestly. Fast forward to March 29th, 2016, Snapchat added streaks. Basically, you send a picture to someone each day, and on the third day, a fire emoji pops up next to their name with a number indicating how long the streak is. And if you keep on Snapchatting them each day, the streak will go up and up and up. But if you don't Snapchat them one day, then boom, the streak is gone. Fun fact, the longest Snapchat streak is, drumroll please, 2,663 days, which is equivalent to 7 years. You are never breaking that, buddy. 4 months later, in July 2016, Snapchat added its memories feature, which is basically just an archive of pictures you saved on Snap. Along with this update, also came Bitmojis, which are basically digital avatars. Think of the Xbox Live avatars, but just like more dumbed down in 2D. That's pretty much a Bitmoji. And pretty much from then, everything was going pretty well for Snapchat. Until August 2nd, 2016, the day when Instagram added their own story feature. Imagine coming off one of your best years, then out of nowhere, boom, your competitor steals your entire flow. What's funny about this whole situation is that I remember this exact day. There were mad memes of people saying, "Hey yo, can I copy your homework?" "Sure bro, just don't make it look obvious." And it was the Snapchat story and then the Instagram story. It was hilarious, bro. Fast forward to November 2017, Snapchat had an update where they redesigned the entire app and people were not too fond of it. What made the update so bad was that it made finding your friends' stories nearly impossible, but you could find those random news stories that you didn't even care about pretty easily. The update was so bad that somebody literally made a petition for Snapchat to go back to the older layout, and 1.24 million people signed that petition. Snapchat eventually ended up sort of going back to the older app layout in April 2018, but not really. They made it easier to find your friends' stories, but you still got those random news stories that nobody even cares about, and people wanted those going. So overall, that one update killed a lot of Snapchat's momentum. 2019 comes around and there aren't many big changes with Snapchat. The app does get more optimized for Androids though, so it doesn't look like a literal peanut every time you record off one. They also added 3D snaps, but like, who even uses those? 2020 hits and Snapchat adds a spotlight feature, which is basically TikTok on Snapchat. I don't know anyone who actually uses this feature, but if they do, then they're probably an NPC. I mean, most of the content that's on Snapchat Spotlight is literally brain dead NPC content anyway. So yeah, 2021 comes around and there's no major updates. Same with 2022, and that's pretty much the history of Snapchat. Now you may be thinking to yourself, Cameron, how did Snapchat fall off? I mean, this video after all is called How Snapchat Became the Worst Social Media. So how did Snapchat become the worst social media? Well, let me tell you. A majority of Snapchat's competition does exactly what they do, but better. Why use Snapchat's story system when you can just use Instagram's? Why use Snapchat Spotlight when you can just use TikTok? Why post your thoughts and beliefs on Snapchat when you can just do that on Twitter? See, back in the early years of Snapchat, the app stood out because not all the other apps were doing what Snapchat was doing. Instagram was mainly used to post and look at photos. Twitter was used to speak your mind and post honestly whatever. And TikTok wasn't even around yet. Snapchat was that app where you could post something and it would be gone the next day. If you didn't see somebody's post in that 24 hours, then you missed out. That was it. Snapchat was also more personal than any other app. You weren't really putting on a facade for likes and attention because there's no likes on the app. With Snapchat, you could see the ups and downs of everyone's lives, especially when celebrities came to the app. You could see the behind the scenes of their luxurious lifestyles that you couldn't see on any other app.
Best deodorant in the world. All the other stuff is garbage, man. Use Dove deodorant. It's a vibe. It's so important for the culture.
But that all changed when Instagram added their story feature. You can now see those same things that you saw on Snapchat now on Instagram. You're also allowed to share other users' posts on Instagram story, and you can also go live. Also, did I mention that there's a DMing system? All of those features literally blow Snapchat out of the water. Although Snapchat does have some really cool filters and lenses, the app just really isn't needed anymore if Instagram has its bread and butter, but better. Snapchat's Explore page is honestly atrocious. It's filled with terrible clickbait, meaningless information, and horny TikTokers. Yes, horny TikTokers. There's this one story that I saw probably a month ago, and it said Jenna Ortega and Aiden Ross meet up because Aiden Ross, the night before, he DM'd Jenna Ortega on his stream. And in the thumbnail on the Explore page, it was Aiden Ross, and there was a whole different girl in the thumbnail. It was Aiden's ex-girlfriend, but the caption said, Aiden Ross and Jenna Ortega meet up. It literally made no sense. It was so bad that people were literally going on Twitter saying that Snapchat isn't even trying anymore. It was hilarious. And don't even get me started on the thirst traps of the Explore page. Every single time I open up Snapchat, I see a random TikToker that I don't even know posting a shirtless selfie with a caption like, hey lol, or go to bed. And it's honestly annoying. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that there's no way to stop getting content like this. You can only hide or report the content, and that doesn't even work because the next day you're just going to see another shirtless horny TikToker that you don't even know. Y'all probably think that I have a vendetta against TikTokers, which I do. Yes, I do. But bro, it's just annoying. Like, bro, especially when I don't even know who this person is. I ain't even trying to see it. And it's just a random dude just forcing his abs down my throat every single time I open up Snapchat. It's so AIDS, bro. Please, Snapchat, fix that, dog. Fix that. There is a whole bot pandemic taking place on Snapchat right now, and it's honestly annoying. You ever get added by a random girl on Snap, and you're like, hey yo, who's this baddie? Then out of nowhere, you look at the name, and it's XYXLLD27, and you're like, bro, that is not a baddie, that is a bot. The problem here is that the bots are just annoying. Like, flat out, that's it. They're just annoying. It's not like it's hard to tell whether it's a bot or not. It's pretty easy. But it's just the fact that it happens so frequently where it's like, dog, like, another bot? Are you serious? What are some baddies actually gonna add me? You know what I'm saying? It's like cutting grass, but every 5 minutes, the grass goes back to the size it was before you cut it. So by the time you're done cutting the grass, you gotta cut it again and again and again because it just keeps on growing back. It's just tedious. And there's no way to combat it. It's just, I mean, hey, XYDL2027 just added you again, so hey man, another bot, no baddies. That's pretty much it. So overall, Snapchat did have its glory days back in the early 2010s, but after one bad update, a terrible Explore page, annoying bots, and their competition one-upping them every single year, led Snapchat to where they are today, which is forgotten. But let me know in the comment section below, do you guys still use Snapchat, or is Snapchat a thing of the past to y'all? All that being said, this is going to be the end of the video. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, then I highly recommend you check out my most recent video, where I talk about why everyone hates influencer boxing. All that being said, thank you guys for watching. It's Cameron, and I'm out.